Well, I'm going to show y'all a little dilemma I'm having. I think on my other video I showed you I had a watermelon growing down here and hanging on the vine. I had saw a video on YouTube somewhere where it shows you hanging them up with the pantyhose, right? So apparently I did it wrong. I know there was 2 ways they showed that you could make it, the sling with the pantyhose. You could make it with the sling, or you could put the melon down in the pantyhose into the stocking part and tie it up on the fence. Well, that's what I did. Well, apparently it rotted the bottom of the melon inside the pantyhose, so that was not an effective method. So maybe I will try a sling method with the next one. I've got a bunch coming up, but they're not very big yet. But that's not really my dilemma. That was one melon I lost. Okay, no big deal. Melons haven't been my strong point. I have a hard time growing melons, mostly because of space to run it. I don't really have room for a watermelon patch, so I'm trying to do it on a fence this year. Okay, here's my problem. I've got these cucumbers right here. When I cut the melon open that was rotten on the end, inside the pantyhose, when I cut that open, it looked like a cucumber inside. So I'm wondering if my cucumbers being right next to it aren't messing it up. So they say that it doesn't cross-pollinate between different species like that, but I've heard mixed reviews also. Some sites will say that they will cross-pollinate. Some say that they won't cross-pollinate from different species of plants. But from my experience, I have grown watermelon and cantaloupe together, and that didn't work. So this is the first time I've put the cucumber and the watermelon together. From what I read, it was okay, but now I'm starting to wonder. So my cucumbers have been a mess down here for a while, but they are still producing. And I've done everything I can to get these little beetles, squash beetles, and the little yellow fuzzy monsters. And I haven't been seeing much of them lately, but the damage is already done. After I've sprayed, I'm not seeing as many bugs now, but I've got to clean all this damage out. So I'm considering maybe pulling all these cucumbers out so that my watermelon has a chance. And that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. That's going to hurt a little bit because all this new stuff that I just started vining up this trellis, it's got a lot of little cucumbers, and I want it to finish its cycle, but I don't know. See, it looks healthy at the end, but eventually this will work its way up where the rot will be on all of it. I don't know. So I'm probably going to end up pulling this out. I tell you, the bumblebees have really been working overtime this year. I haven't seen a whole lot of honeybees. There's a few, but the bumblebees are the ones that's really doing the work. They're the ones putting in the work this year. So that's probably going to be next. If you see a little bit of white sprinkled around, I did put some DE around. And I tried to keep it off the flowers because I don't want to run my bees off. I don't want to hurt my bees because they're doing such a good job. And so far, the things that I've sprayed, the garlic and the cayenne pepper and the dish liquid and the Epsom salt. The Epsom salt seemed to really perk everything up. it made everything just look like it got something that it needed. So the Epsom salt was really good. I'm just jibber jabbering while I gotta get out here and knock some of that stuff off. I just kind of blasted it a little bit around the bottom, but my Cherokee purple is getting really big. And the black-eyed peas. Got a lot of them. And this too. The cucumbers. I'm still getting a lot of cucumbers off of this, even though it looks like crap. The base is still good. But this is a jumbled up mess, and it's blocking the sun from my from my tomatoes. And I really need to do something. See, I still got a ton of cucumbers coming in. And tomatoes too. Got cucumbers everywhere. And this one looks worse than the other, and it's still producing. So I'll probably have to pray about that. I don't know what I need to do. I'll stand out here and meditate and wait for my ancestors to whisper in my ear. I got DE sprinkled all around in here too, just because of the problem I had with the squash bugs in this bed. And I tried to keep it off the flowers. And I said a prayer over my bees. Hopefully it doesn't hurt them. Please, God, don't let it hurt the bees. And some squash and zucchini and peppers, and this is kind of some flowers and herbs in here. That's my deal, and parsley and cleus and whatever the heck those other things are. And my eggplant's coming up good in here. Wasn't sure how that was going to do, but they're standing up. And my half runner beans and my Kentucky pole beans, they're starting to get up there too. Got a lot of mushrooms in the backyard here. These two. Looks like little half potatoes or something. That's all this. You know, when you're doing your garden stuff, things don't always go like you want it to. You get surprises, you get roadblocks, you get little monsters chewing up everything. And you just kind of have to roll with it. Get ready to harvest these soon as the rest finish turning purple or red or whatever you want to call it. I can't believe how much okra has come out of this one little container of okra. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3 little ones. So the 7 big ones that were in this container have produced over and over and over again. Even with the bug damage, because the June bugs tore this up at one point, and it's kind of recovered a little bit since, but I started eating everything around here. And my corn's coming up. Oh, that don't look like it did very good, huh? Some little bitty corn. I'm gonna have to feed that something. It's not growing very fast. And got a bunch of itty bitty tomatoes coming. I put this was the one that was on the trailer out there. It was getting so big. Now I gotta stake it up because it's... I just pinched that off last week too, and it's done sprouted back up again. And the other pot of watermelons that I had transferred to my garden, they did not do so well when I transferred them, so I'm thinking I might have to just leave that in the pot and see how it does from that. This here, I had a bunch of really pretty flowers blooming. Look at this purple one right here. Oh, if I can get it without messing it up. Look how beautiful that flower is. My cat was up here laying in the top of that. Broke them all down. You'll notice there's a bunch of stuff missing out of here. The stuff that I just got tired of my cats trying to climb on top of it and breaking everything. So I put it all, sorry for the car going by. Put it all in the pallet bed that I did. And the tomato, I had to put the roosters in there to keep the cats from laying in that because I run them off from there 2 or 3 times yesterday. And still need to find somewhere to put that lemon balm. That goes on the tower too. Let's see my little flowers though. Oh, see. Oh, I replanted them forget-me-nots right here from back there, back over there, because they wasn't getting any sunlight. And when I moved them up here, now something's ate the crap out of them. Great. The willow's getting more growth. But yeah, that's my forget-me-nots. And the other ones probably won't grow now because of the stinking bugs. My white polar bear zinnia. And I've still got a few sunflowers going up here. Coming out in sections. I need to get I need to get them other heads off. Oh my goodness. Can you see how many bees are on there? Wow. Let me get a picture of that. Interesting. Ugh. Sorry, them things are strong. I got some thick old stalks. If you're ever super thirsty, I don't know if you know this or not, but if you're ever super thirsty, these things are hollow and they're usually full of water. Or not really hollow. Well, yeah, they are hollow. But this could be used as a straw or a scoop. I mean, it rots pretty fast after you pull it, but there's a lot of moisture. These things are edible, but there's a lot of moisture on the inside of this. Can't really tell, but it's full of water. I mean, not... If you catch it before it all falls out, too, you can really get a lot more, but... And even in the pockets of this, there'll be little drips of water, like you can see the moisture on it. Right in the center, it'll catch water in the mornings. If you take one of these leaves and lay it on the ground, it will collect water in the center like a cup, and it'll hold it pretty good too, right in the center. Just a little bolt tip. Look how huge.